This week we're taking you to 4 thrift stores looking for home decor and affordable items that we could turn into beautiful handmade gifts. Stay tuned, we've got a lot of projects and shopping coming up.
Just to see you, right for hours, just to please.
I should also say that we had one DIY disaster in this video. This is why I don't like particle board. This is why I like old furniture that's made out of hardwood.
Away from home, away from being alone.
I'm getting ready to travel to a paint workshop and I wanted to bring some handmade gifts with me, but I'm on a very tight budget. So as usual, Ellie and I went to the thrift stores.
Run away from home, why don't you?
Where are we going?
To the thrift store.
Go
Debi.
to the thrift store.
Nobody wants to see my trailer park. We're on our way to Oceanside right now.
Know how much I love you, 'cause you're my home, away from home, away from home, away from being.
I was looking for things under $5 that I could upcycle or decorate with. Often you will see me upcycle my thrift store finds with paint, and we are offering a never-before sample pack for just $39.95. The link is below. We did find some really great items like this crocheted blanket coming up. They are all listed on our website in the description under the YouTube tab. This is round 2 of the Marie Antoinette dresser gone wrong. I have so much paint and texture on here that I decided to do a textured finish. I am taking layered chocolate and fire starter. I want to create kind of a rusty color. I'm going to use these 2 brushes right here, the little dipper and the multitasker. I'm going to pounce on the paint and make it look really textury so that whatever goes over it, this rusty, crusty underlayer is going to show through. What I am doing to that piece of furniture is probably not going to make sense to you unless you saw last week's video. I will link it down below, but I am trying to fix a project gone very, very wrong. I am very happy here because we are going to one of my favorite coffee shops before we go to the next thrift store. This next store is called the Sea Hive. It's a collective. It's a mix of old and new. The prices are not for resale, but I get a lot of ideas. I get to see what other vendors are doing.
In my heart, I feel how this year's end should be.
Coming up, you're going to see a Christmas tree made out of vintage jewelry. These used to be really popular in the 50s and 60s, and I knew I wanted to make my own version, so I started looking for decorative frames, and I found one for just $4.
Christmas Day, hallelujah, play the song the season brings. Ring your bell now, hear the swell now. The Christ is come, a child our King.
This is the vintage frame I found for $4 for my project, and I also found this really cute vintage owl necklace.
Cute, cute.
Our Lord to bring, oh, let it ring.
The first thing I did was get out the white swan. I gave my frame 2 coats, and while that was drying, I used the primitive mold from IOD and some air dry clay to create the shape of my Christmas tree. I wasn't really sure how I was going to put this Christmas tree together, and the great thing about using air dry clay is that you can make a bunch of shapes and then decide, and if you don't use some of the shapes you make, or if you don't like the way it looks, you can smush up the clay and start over again. You just want to keep a Ziploc bag nearby so your clay doesn't dry out. I laid out all of my pieces, but I did not glue them down to the surface. I wanted the clay to dry overnight. I put the mold on top of the clay so that the edges would not curl up as the clay dried. Well, this has been sitting here for 2 days, and I was trying to move it so that I could finish painting it. And this happened as I was trying to drag it across the floor. To say that this piece has been problematic is an understatement. I'm gonna call Bobby now and see if it's fixable. I was just trying to scooch it over and it broke. This is why I don't like particle board. This is why I like old furniture that's made out of hardwood. I really want to just paint it anyway and trust that Bobby will help me fix the bottom because I'm frustrated right now. I had a very, very good plan for it. These colors right here, mint chip, electrified, walk on water, and bohemian blue. I'm mad. All right, so this is how it's looking. It's not bad. I don't love it, especially don't love the leg missing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm in a bad mood. The next thrift store we went to had this amazing curved velvet sofa. It was only $190, and that is really, really inexpensive for California. Ellie loved it, but she had just bought a new sofa, and I am sitting on my new sofa. I didn't get it, but that thing was amazing. I did end up getting a beautiful piece of artwork, a vintage floral painting, and then it was on to the next store.
Static when I try to speak. Not an addict, I just need some sleep. No, you're mad at me, say it's not that deep. But if I fall.
We are at Captain's Helm in Oceanside.
Vintage clothing stores are really popular right now. This one was very cool. It was so inspiring that Ellie and I actually discussed expanding our vintage clothing area, and we will probably be doing that in the new year.
We have a clothing tab on DIYagogo.com. This is new stuff as well as the hand-selected stuff that we find from the thrift store. There's a lot of great deals, and we're still running our special. If you spend $50 or more, you get a hand-cut tiny wooden house that Grandpa cut out and a tiny tree from Debi's previous video to make your own little Christmas decoration.
This has dried overnight. I have not glued it down. So I'm going to take a picture of it so I can remember where to put all the pieces back. But I'm going to take the glue and glue everything onto the glass. I'm using Aileen's tacky glue because it dries clear and it dries slow, so I can adjust it as I go. And then I covered the molds completely with more white swan. You may be wondering, why would I paint it white when it's already white? You need that paint on there so that you can distress it and add the wax and the finish coming up.
No more nicotine, turning my hands blue. I'm pretty with
The next day was Thanksgiving, and we went to our friend Rita's house. She is an interior designer and a DIYer. She recently painted her sofa from gray to this beautiful pumpkin color. I'm gonna give you a peek of that. She did a beautiful job. This used to be the color because she didn't paint the back. This is the original gray.
With a mixer, you really have
Debbie,
to
are you
pound
baking?
it so that it doesn't.
Almost everything at the Thanksgiving dinner was keto, including these keto marshmallows on the sweet potatoes. I know sweet potatoes aren't keto, but I did eat them and they were really good. Because I live at the beach, I always love making ocean-themed ornaments for my tree. I am using abalone shells and my seashell mold. I use this mold all of the time. I made a starfish ornament and an abalone shell ornament. The rhinestones are a key part of making these ornaments look great. We sell the rhinestone by the yard on our website. I am not gluing the rhinestone into the clay yet. I'm just kind of pressing it down to make an indentation. Then I'm letting those molds dry. I'm using painter's tape to make sure they dry around the ornaments. And then the next day, I'm going back, I'm gluing them down, and I will paint them and glue on the rhinestones.
Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you all had amazing Thanksgiving yesterday. Today, we are helping Alma, our retailer manager, move down. She's moving down to Carlsbad, so we're so excited. And me, Debbie, Mom, Grandpa, we're all gonna go help her unload.
Hi, we're ready to go.
What?
You're gonna ride with us after all. What's going on, Levi?
Here, helping Alma move.
We're doing it.
Okay.
Grandpa, are you ready to help Alma? Welcome to San Diego! Welcome! It is the weekend after Thanksgiving. I just dropped off a bunch of stuff for Rosie. And after that, I went to Anthropologie because it was Black Friday and everything was 30% off. I bought one top. It was really good. I'm gonna wear it to the paint workshop in Oklahoma because it's cold there. The paint and the glue has dried on my Christmas tree. The first thing that I'm gonna do is add the clear wax. I'm gonna get it down into all the low spots, and then I'm gonna immediately sprinkle on the decrepit dust before the clear wax dries. It's gonna look really grungy, and then I'm gonna wipe off as much as possible, and then I go back and I dry brush more white swan over the top. If you don't do this, it's gonna look really, really dirty. The contrast between the white paint and the dark dust is what makes it look really pretty. Because my tree was inspired by the Christmas trees made out of old vintage jewelry, I wanted to add the rhinestone chain into all the details so I could give it that sparkly vintage vibe. For this part, I'm using E6000 glue. I just put the tree up and I threw one of the granny square blankets from the thrift store around the bottom. I'm gonna decorate the tree now. Every year at Christmas, I do all kinds of crafting and it gets out of control. The Marie dresser is just not good. My dad was just here. He was measuring to try and fix it. We're going to Oklahoma and yeah, by the time you see this video, we will probably be on the plane for the workshop. If you want to jump in last minute, I'm going to put the link to the tickets down below. The class starts this upcoming Saturday. If you don't put painter's tape on your starfish, the little ends of the legs will end up curling up and it won't be flush with your ornament. The next thing I'm doing is covering the molds with a coat of white swan. After that dries, I'm giving it a coat of golden ticket, and immediately I am sprinkling gold glitter over the golden ticket so it will stick to it.
Missing you every night. Every night. You think I'm sad and alone. Oh, so alone. But don't take credit for these red eyes.
Now I'm going in with a toothpick and more E6000 glue, and I am applying the rhinestone chain into the indentations that I made in the clay so that they will settle down there really good and cute. I am applying that same rhinestone chain around the edge of the abalone shell with the E6000.
Water under the bridge.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm doing your will.
People love it when you say that. He's fixing my thing for me. Thank you, Dad. I love you. Levi,
You got it.
did he fix it for me? Did he fix
Look over
it?
there.
Did he fix it? I want to add some sand and some tiny seashells inside my plastic ornaments. So I'm painting one half of the ornament with 2 coats of white swan so the little beach inside will pop.
But don't take credit for these is a joy. Yeah.
I'm adding some aqua colored sand to the inside of my ornament. You could also add natural color. You can find craft sand on Amazon or at the craft store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. We sell all of the supplies so you can make your own ornaments, and we also made up a couple dozen of the abalone shells and the starfish ornaments. We have them for sale on our website.
There's no one like you, my little girl. Your eyes so blue under those brown curls.
And the last step to my Christmas tree is just to add a piece of antique paper to the inside of the frame to create a pretty backdrop.
The world is yours, strike them with your glow. Go on now, be good, be fine. Live your life, dream big, don't forget to be kind. Live, it's your life.
Many of the projects that I make for my videos are for sale on our website. I only make them one time. They are one of a kind. If you are interested, be sure and check out the YouTube tab. I'm going to show you some of the things that we have for sale styled in my home from the last few videos.
Feel I'm lost, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee.
For all the products we used in this video, to find DIY paint in your area or to sell it in your store, click the link below.
And I will uphold you with the
I
right
just dropped
hand
him
of my
off.
righteous.
Levi was looking at the window. There he is.
And I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteous.